President Trump impeached, $2,000 stimulus check update, plus Georgia runoff elections. What is going on, you guys? It's Ron here with your second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update. Hope you guys are doing very well today on this Tuesday, the 5th of January. Guys, I've been talking about this day forever. It is finally here. You know, today is the day when it all goes down. You've got the Georgia runoff elections and the fate of the American people, the $2,000 stimulus checks, and of course, your boy, good old Mitch McConnell. All of this in today's video. We're also going to talk about the latest on President Donald Trump's act that was called criminal and impeachable. And finally, we're also going to talk about the bigger, better rental assistance program that is dropping this month all over the country, including your very own state. So definitely stay tuned, you guys, as I give you guys all of the latest, most accurate updates today. So watch until the very end of this video. But sometimes politics kind of burns you out. And that's exactly why we partnered with a channel called Matter. They have very, very entertaining videos that I know you guys are going to absolutely love. And we're actually running a contest and giveaway with the channel Matter. All you have to do to enter to win is to click the link in the pinned comment down below. All you have to do is subscribe to their channel and watch one full video, and you'll be completely entered to win. And I will provide additional details and updates on this giveaway in the next several days. But anyway, guys, let's jump right into the content. And the stimulus checks are really kicking in. Thank you guys for updating us whenever you receive your stimulus checks. I even read a comment that they got $3,000 from their stimulus checks. I'm so happy for you guys. Now let's look forward to those who are receiving their checks in the mail. Drop me a comment down below, guys, when you guys have received your stimulus check in the mailbox from wherever you're from. Drop me a comment once you receive it and let me know what state you guys are from. It might be a check, it might be a debit card. And oh, I also read a comment in the last video that one of our community members also got their $300 unemployment insurance benefit already. Guys, this is awesome. So definitely let us know. As you might remember from the CARES Act unemployment insurance checks, some states are quicker to give out their payments than others. And I heard that some states even gave out theirs in one big lump sum after the 6 months, which is kind of pretty long to survive with zero unemployment insurance benefits, but I'm pretty sure you're pretty relieved if you got 6 months of unemployment all in one day. But anyway, guys, let us know what your stimulus situation is in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys so we can compare. But today is the big day, you guys. The big Georgia runoff elections will take place today, and the elections that will determine not just the fate of the Georgia residents, but also the fate of the American people. You know, the $2,000 stimulus checks, and even good old Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. As I've been saying for the past few days, we may be seeing Mitch McConnell saying goodbye to his Senate Majority leadership if the Democratic candidates win both the seats in the runoff elections. And with that, the Senate Majority position would actually be leaving Mitch McConnell's hands and transferred over to someone else, possibly Chuck Schumer, but, you know, not really sure at this point. But this would also mean that we would most probably be seeing an easier passing of the Cash Act, the $2,000 stimulus checks in both Congress and the Senate. So, you know, as it was really only Mitch McConnell and a couple of Republicans that did not even allow them, who were against putting it in for a vote. And if you look at the polls, Mitch McConnell's decision seems to be having a real effect on the polls. As you can see, the Democratic candidates, Ossoff and Warnock, really pulling away from the Republican competition. Now, I don't want to call things, you know, too early. It is a little bit early, but, you know, today is the day. But at the end of the day, you know, it still is anybody's game here, you know, as the margin of error in these polls can still, you know, cover this difference. But, you know, still, you can sort of feel, you know, a blue wave coming in from the government. But, you know, that's just what I'm seeing based on the preliminary poll information that we've got. And old Mitch is feeling it as well, as you saw him make his own move toward tying the $2,000 stimulus checks together with President Trump's more difficult demands of, you know, repealing the Section 230 that protects websites like Twitter or Facebook from lawsuits about their users' posts and an investigation into election fraud in the presidential race. Now, these two demands, of course, won't fly with the Democrats, and I believe old Mitch McConnell knows that pretty well. So he and his Republican candidates can say that they're for the $2,000 stimulus checks without actually having to really pass it. But then again, you know, if the Republicans win, we might actually see the Democrats concede to Mitch McConnell's proposal. There's a lot of things that can work in the favor of us getting the $2,000 stimulus checks, not just one way to win. Oh, and I also want to mention that there isn't the same $2,000 stimulus check deal that we currently have. You've got Mitch McConnell's proposal, which will only give out $2,000 to working adults, then nothing more for children and adult dependents. Now, if you compare that with the Cash Act version, which includes the $2,000 stimulus checks for the children and for the adult dependents. So Obviously, we can see which one would be more beneficial for the general population. But looking at the race so far, you've got 3 million people who have already voted in the runoff races, nearly 40% of the registered voters in the state of Georgia. Now, this already easily surpasses the 2.1 million ballots that were cast in the state's last Senate runoff election, which actually happened back in 2008. And we're not even seeing regular voting yet. This is like crazy, guys. The early voting data suggests that Democrats got a bigger share of the early votes, as the Atlanta area, the Democrats' political base has really shown up in droves and put out some of the highest turnout rates in the state's history of early voting. Now, the outcome depends on whether or not the Republicans can overcome the Democrats' early gains when they head to the polls on Tuesday. They say that the Georgia Republicans typically vote in higher numbers on election day, so that's why I don't want to call it too early. They're also expecting a big impact from President Donald Trump's rally, which took place in Dalton, Georgia, which is a city up in northwest Georgia. Voting locations open at 7 a.m. Eastern Time and close at 7 p.m. Anyone in line at 7 p.m. can stay in line to vote. So basically, you just got to jump in line before 7 p.m. and you're guaranteed an opportunity to vote. Now, results could come out as early as a week and a half after. Got to give everyone time to count the votes. And we might also see another round of counting. So, under Georgia law, if the margin separating the candidates is within half of a percentage point, the losing candidate can request a recount, in which election officials would again run the balance through the scanner. So definitely watch out for my breaking news video as soon as they come out. Always stay subscribed and notified, you guys. President Trump may have even put his party in more risk, as last Saturday he held an hour-long call with Brad Raffensperger, Georgia's Secretary of State, in which he repeatedly urged him to alter the outcome of the presidential vote in the state. This call exploded to the public, and now there's even a cry for impeachment against President Trump. And less than 24 hours after that, the first formal calls of a criminal inquiry came yesterday from Representatives Ted Lieu and Kathleen Rice, who urged the FBI to open an immediate criminal investigation. And as they said in their letter, the evidence of election fraud by Mr. Trump is now in broad daylight. They cited alarming parts of the call when President Trump demanded Georgia officials to find 11,780 votes to overturn the Biden victory, together with, and there's nothing wrong with saying, that you've recalculated. And you can even imagine the Godfather with President Trump trying to be discreet with his veiled threats. So tell me, Brad, what are we going to do? We won the election, and it's not fair to take it away from us like this. And it's going to be very costly in many ways. And I think you have to say that you're going to re-examine it, and you can re-examine it, but re-examine it with people that want to find answers, not people that don't want to find answers. And as Ackerman pointed out, who would it be costly to? I mean, come on. It was a veiled threat saying, you better take care of this and find me these votes or you'll be in trouble. And even Senator Bernie Sanders called it an impeachable criminal offense that is unprecedented and is the most consequential attack on the American democracy in the history of our country. And no matter what, you guys, I've got you. I'll stick to these stories and let you know on the latest and most accurate updates as soon as they drop. So make sure that you don't miss out by subscribing to the channel and click the notification bell, and I promise you guys, you won't regret it. Now, as for state and local assistance programs, you guys, this is the big one. You already know that there's a $25 billion allocation for the rental assistance program in the December stimulus package. Now, I can break it down for you guys. Basically, what it means is that you can definitely expect more and even bigger rental assistance programs from your states at the earliest this month. The rent relief will be apportioned not only to states, but to cities with populations greater than 500,000 based on their share of the overall U.S. population. So this means bigger states like New York, Florida, and California will actually get a bigger slice. So you've got $1.3 billion going to New York, you've got $1.4 billion going to Florida, and you've got $2.6 billion going to California. But since this is a rental assistance fund, New York's getting the short end of the stick since, tenants, meaning, people who rent, make up such a high percentage of its population. About 2/3 of New York City dwellings are rentals, roughly twice the US average. Now still, it's a lot more money than we've seen before, so we could probably expect somewhere between 5 and 6 times bigger rent and utilities assistance checks from these allocations. And according to the bill, they're prioritizing households making less than 80% of the area median income, or that can demonstrate housing instability or risk of homelessness. So what you should do here is show an eviction notice or a past due utility bill, or document unhealthful or, unsafe living conditions in order to more than likely be able to qualify. And Florida is expected to get $1.4 billion from the federal government's $25 billion rental assistance fund, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 6 times more than what they received previously. Your landlords can also apply on your behalf as long as you sign the application. But I'll let you guys know as soon as those bigger, better state rent assistance start coming out so you guys can be first in line. Definitely subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out. And while you guys are waiting, you can definitely check out the list of state stimulus and assistance programs already available right here and right now. They're all linked in the description down below, so be sure to check that information out. And also, let me know, guys, in the comments if you're already seeing rental assistance near you. Your fellow community members and myself would definitely appreciate that information. So always, I just want to say thank you guys for all of the helpful information. But now let's go to making your money work for you guys. We're all about the plastic this week, you guys. That's right. We're talking about the very helpful, but also very treacherous credit cards. So yesterday we talked about how to snowball or avalanche your way out of credit card debt. And another practical tip to achieve this is to take full advantage of the APR, or the annual percentage rate. Now, this of course is the annual interest that they charge you on your unpaid balances. Now, this is especially relevant if you're part of the 47% of Americans who owe credit card debt. It says that the average APR in 2019 for credit card accounts was 16.97%. Guys, this is freaking crazy. But not all credit cards are created equal. And some will be more expensive to carry, and some will be more expensive to carry a balance on than others. For example, a rewards credit card with benefits and perks is likely to have a higher APR than a balance transfer credit card. In different transactions, you got purchases, balance transfers, and cash advances may have different APRs on the same card. There's even sometimes a penalty APR for late payments. These rates are spelled out in the credit card's terms and conditions, so be sure to review those. If a low APR on the purchases is your priority, you might also consider researching options from credit unions where interest rates on credit cards tend to be lower than at major banks. So definitely check out the links down below for a comparison of the credit cards, their APRs, and the rewards and perks that they offer. So while you might not be able to control all of the factors that determine your APR, you can be proactive in improving your credit score. You can also take a shot at negotiating a lower APR with your creditor. And if it turns out that your credit score needs a boost, you could try some steps in order to lower your future APR. Check your credit score. Monitor your credit report. Get a free credit report from each of the 3 major bureaus every year at annualcreditreport.com. Guys, it's a free credit report. Make your payments on time, lower your credit utilization, don't go more than 30% of your available credit. Avoid applying for several credit cards at once. Keep your current non-annual fee credit cards open and active with small purchases. And as you can see, with just a few small strategic moves, you can actually set the foundation for a lower APR that leaves more money in you guys' pocket. And remember, guys, always ask yourself this question: will this debt pay me back more than I put into it? And if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to drop me a comment down below. I'll be sure to get back with you guys, even maybe feature you in a future video. So anyway, guys, that's all for the stimulus check update and stimulus package update. You got the Georgia runoff elections and the fate of the American people. You've got the $2,000 stimulus checks, and of course, your boy, good old Mitch McConnell, and of course, all about the latest in President Trump's latest act that was called criminal and impeachable, according to Bernie Sanders. And finally, that bigger, better rent assistance program that is dropping later this month all over the country, including your very own state. And if you haven't already, definitely like the video. I really appreciate you guys for doing that. And also subscribe to the channel and definitely tap the notification bell so that you know as soon as I release new videos and content. And don't forget to peep the pinned comment down below and take full advantage of the contest and giveaway that we are doing with the amazing channel called Matter. Be sure to subscribe to their channel and watch one full video in order to be completely entered to win in the contest and giveaway. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.